Besties, it is cold and I am not yet quite feeling festive, but we need to get into the festive spirit pretty sharpish. I have a lot of festive / winter coded books on my list at the moment. We're not calling her a TBR. We're not calling her a TBR because we are here for mood reading, but the mood is this. Hi besties, I'm Annie. Welcome to today's vlog. I need to get into the festive spirit pretty sharp-ish. Not only do I have a festive read that I need to read for book club, which is at the beginning of December, and so I've got about a week and a half to read that. I do have a lot of books that are on my radar that are at the very least winter coded to get us into the mood. I am going on a little staycation over the actual festive period, so I do want to save myself a few books for that, but let's get festive together. Let's have a chill, read some books. It is cold outside. It is literally minus numbers overnight. I'm not super happy about it. I am a summer girly at heart. I need the sun, I need the warmth to literally survive. So let's stay curled up in a blanket inside. Let's get some candles, let's get a cup of tea, maybe a chai. Maybe we'll treat ourselves this week. This video is gonna take me longer than a week to film. I don't know who the hell I think I'm kidding. I have no idea how many books I'm gonna read in this video. We're just gonna keep going until it comes time for me to edit before I go on holiday. That aside, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a chill time, and the book that I am starting with is Picnic Energy by Morgan Elizabeth. This is part of her Seasons for Revenge series. I have read one, which I think is the first one in the series. I don't think this is book 2, but this is what we are reading, besties. This is what I'm reading for my book club, so I need to have this read by the 2nd of December, so I have a week and a half. It is a little bit early for me to be thinking about the actual festive season, to be honest. I normally don't do anything super festive-y until the beginning of December, but because we have book club, I'm making an exception this year. But I do love the dedication on this. It says, "To everyone who thought the fluffy Hallmark Christmas movies should be a bit dirtier, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals." And I love that. It's such a vibe. So I did start reading this yesterday. So I am on to chapter 3. And actually what I'm really liking about this is the fact that this isn't set directly at Christmas. It's set like a little bit before. It's in like the Thanksgiving vibe, which we don't really do Thanksgiving in the UK, but from my understanding it is like late November. So I think I'm pretty on point with the timings, because this says 32 sleeps until Christmas. How many sleeps are we until Christmas on the day I'm filming this? It is the 19th of November, so this is quite early for me to be doing festive things. Google has declared 36 sleeps, so I'm actually not too far behind our girly Shay here. I'm gonna keep reading this. This is going to be our first book of the vlog. In terms of what else we've got, where would you like me to start, besties? The top or the bottom of the list? Got lots to be reading, lots to be getting through. We're obviously not going to be reading everything in this video because I do want to take some of these on my little getaway with me, but we are starting with Picnic Energy. I don't really know what's happening, but I've just finished Picnic Energy by Morgan Elizabeth. This is the one that I needed to read for my book club with my friends, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars because I love character-driven stories where we really get that really nice connection with the characters, really get to know who they are as people and follow them along their journey. And I just didn't really get that. I feel like the well-rounded characters in this were the kids. I know what their favourite food is. I know their favourite colour. I know some of their interests. Shay and Nick, I'm like, is your sole interest each other and the children? Because that's the only thing you've told me about I don't know what she does, like, to calm down when she's having a stressy moment. Like, what the hell is her breathe? Try this again. What is her favorite food? What is like her favorite shampoo smell? Like, I have none of that. And it's the same for him. It's like, oh, he just works at this thing and had his own kid when he was younger, and then like, when I always set my mind to it and then list the 3 things that we've already seen, and I'm like, give me something else. Do you just like really like painting? Like, what's your hobbies? Give me something to work off. Whereas I feel like I know so much more about the kids. So that kind of annoyed me a little bit, hence why I can't really say I loved it. I think overall the story was nice. It was cutesy, it was cozy. Like, I feel marginally more festive than I did before I started it, so I guess it's achieved that at the very least. I also have a mild concern about the timeline of this Ruby and the Horse mini. I'm just saying. Now I have to work out what I'm reading next. I feel like I need something quick. It's gonna be snappy. I really want to save the Elsie Silver one for a little bit because I love Elsie Silver books and I'm like, I don't want to enjoy it too quickly. Okay, we do have Whiskey Weather by Lainey Lawson, which is a snowed-in cowboy romance novella, which is 162 pages. So I feel like that might be quite a good one. Oh, a breakup, an incoming blizzard, and a broken down car on the same day weren't just bad luck. The universe was trying to sabotage my trip entirely. Sold. Okay, we're doing it. Lainey, I really love Lainey Lawson's, is it the Bunkhouse series that she wrote? I can't remember if it's the Bunkhouse series. Whichever series it was that Lainey Lawson wrote. Book 3 is the best one of the bunch because you get to like 50% and it just starts to get like a little silly, but it's like fun silly, not like what is going on silly. So I feel like this could be quite fun. But it's 162 pages. So let's read Whiskey Weather by Lainey Lawson. For me to curl up in bed and go to sleep. It is cold, so we're gonna do a quick check-in. I also have a really fresh mani, so I'm trying really hard to like not touch stuff, or at least not bump it because I would be so frustrated. I have finished Whiskey Weather by Lainey Lawson. Y'all, if she doesn't turn this into a new series, if this doesn't become like the 0.5 novella to a new series, I might be a little bit annoyed. This was a 4.5 star. This was so good. I loved it. It was 160 pages of pure fun, wintry bliss. It's not like Christmassy. It's more like we got caught in a snowstorm and made the best of what we had. It was so super fun, actually. Just like from the very start, you kind of see these events line up and you're like, okay, okay. Honestly, the fun just kind of keeps rolling with this. Like towards the end, you kind of like start to skip these chunks of time. And actually, it was really rewarding. I really enjoyed it. And I don't generally like stuff that like really skips ahead in time of like, oh, the next 2 weeks is inconvenient to like report back on in the book. So let's just whoop, fast forward. I kind of dislike that in books generally. But this, it made sense because it was like, we'd had so much where it was like so in the moment and across the span of like just a few days that you could kind of forgive it because like it genuinely advanced the story, if that made sense. I'm trying not to give too much away, but also like trying to tell you guys like read this because this is so fun. It's very typical Lainey Lawson style of like, it starts out like super cute, super cozy, super low-key, and then by like about the 50% mark you're like, whoop, we've had a little bit too much to drink. It's a bit crazy now. And it's so fun and I love it. I think the only reason that this is half a star off of a 5 star is the kid. You guys know historically, kids in books are a real touchy subject for me. I either love them or I hate them. There's very rarely an in-between, but this kid is an in-between because I kind of don't really know what to do with it. Because I don't hate it, but I don't love it. There's supposedly a 9-year-old kid in this. Doesn't have a major role. This isn't like a huge spoiler. I would imagine if she turns this into a series, this kid is going to be more prominent because it felt like it was like setting up for that. It's not his kid, it's not her kid, no one panic. There's a bit where this kid is like, come try my muffins, I've been working on balancing the flavors of the rhubarb in the muffin. I'm like, honey, when I was 9 years old, I wanted pizza and straight sugar. Balancing flavors in a, who knew about balancing flavors in a muffin at 9 years old? As I said in my Goodreads / Fable review, unless this kid is some like Gordon Ramsay, Mary Berry prodigy, I'm gonna need some explanation. I'm gonna need some qualifications, okay? This kid like is meant to be some like. Okay, besties, I know the last time we checked in, I was reading Good Spirits. Also, how tragic is this? The tassel fell off of my bookmark. I'm thinking I might do a little crafty project in the new year to kind of revamp this because I've got another one that no longer has a tassel, like, completely for the exact same reason. But I know that we were reading this. Honestly, I had a rot weekend, so I was literally, like, laying in bed pretty much the whole weekend, minding my own business. It was great. I loved it. But as we know, holding a paperback book open while trying to lay in bed, like specifically lay, not sit, but lay, is not always the easiest. So I had to switch back to the Kindle. So I ended up reading Hunted in Holly by Leanne Bell. It got 2.5 stars. I mean, meh. This has always been my issue with standalone novellas or standalone shorter stories. It's only like 100 and something pages, 112, I think. I got the point of the story. The point of the story was the cat and mouse game. I mean, the blurb literally tells you everything, for one, about this book. So there's no, like, excitement in it. But at the same time, I feel like the blurb tells you more than what's actually in the book. It feels like it should go on into something else, like there should be an epilogue or it's like about to be, this is like the prequel to something. I don't think it is. Not that I have seen anyway, so if I'm wrong, please sound off in the comments down below because I would be welcome to be wrong in this instance. Kind of goes straight into it and you have to kind of pick up the pieces as you go along, which I don't necessarily hate. The problem is it's like, oh, there's 20 puzzle pieces to find to complete the puzzle. However, this short story, this novella, whatever, will only give you 3. So you're still left with however many pieces that math makes, left to basically mentally put in yourself. I came for a rot weekend, not to do math and figure out puzzle pieces myself. She did what it did what it said on the tin. You read the ingredients on the cookie tin and you get the right cookie. The point was the cat and mouse game. But I don't feel like there was any chance to really connect to the characters. And that made me a little bit sad. Which is why I only got 2.5 stars. For Spice, I don't know, maybe 2. There's not really a lot that happened. Two scenes. Which is okay, granted, in like 100 pages, fair. But the intention is to turn back to our regularly scheduled programming of Good Spirits by B.K. Boris, and I really have not got that far through. I'm on page 22, which is in the middle of chapter 3. I am one of those people that will stop in the middle of a chapter. I do want to carry on with this. Like I said, let's go back to the regularly scheduled programming and I will come to you with some updates in a bit.